So, welcome back. What we are trying to do is start a new game using my first mod for Deadfire. And basically, it is uh, a rework of the Ultimate Challenge uh, called the Surrogate Challenge, which is uh, trying to make it uh, more affordable, less annoying for people who are discouraged by the essentially by the dead is dead by the iron mode, because that's one thing that obviously uh, cause you to invest a lot of time in this kind of challenge, and I think that removing that uh, could make more people try this kind of challenge. And to compensate this, we want basically to make it possible to think about winning the challenge without using various cheat modes that basically are necessary to be able to win the ultimate challenge, and basically they are based on prolonging the positive effects on the player using some cheats, usually, or abusing some magic about some special classes. So the goal is to make something similar available without needing 100% to use this kind of cheating, and at the same time increasing the difficulty, adding some other quests to finish and things to do, but with more time and less. But I will go on detail when we start. So basically, first thing, we want to add the proper mods. So the mod, you can find the mod for Deadfire on the Nexus, and we go setting what we want to load. So we go to options, and to the mod manager we decide what we want. So the mod is called the Surrogate Challenge, and it should work also if you want to use other balancing mods and things like this, but I suggest you give it a try, playing it alone basically without other balancing mods, because it should already be ready to be played like this. But in theory it is compatible also in practice, because I tried playing it a little with the various patches and more used polishing and balancing mods. In my opinion, there are some things in these modules that could be avoided, not used, but I talk about this in the readme of the mod. But basically you can enable them if you want, and you can choose what you want to enable and what you want to disable. So well, maybe do not use only buffs or only nerfs because that's probably not a balancing things a lot, but I want to try just without any other mods. I will keep this one on, because this is basically just removing the starting logo and music, which is a thing I think it's very useful, because I don't know why, but latest games tend to use starting scenes and battle music at an impossible volume compared to the rest of the games, and so they are really I don't know, annoying. And so a mod like this, which is just skipping it, doesn't only make you spare a little time, which becomes a little annoying if you repeat it a lot of times, but also doesn't hurt your ears, because the volume of the starting logo is a little too high. So okay, I want to keep this one. And we enabled the Surrogate challenge, and I will explain things while we try it. Now let's do it. In theory, we should be able to start a new game. I'm not sure it is important to refresh. I think the best way to start a new game like this is to select the mods and then exit the game completely and restart it, because this way you're sure that the game is updated. I have had various people talking about better to press refresh, better to not press it, so I just go out and restart the game, so it will get the mods I want to use. So exit and restart. Very simple. So in theory now we should have our Surrogate challenge already. So basically this is a mod of the Ultimate Challenge. So we start it like an Ultimate Challenge. We go in the secret button here where we see the eyes. We choose what it is, the Ultimate Challenge, that now should be called the Surrogate Challenge. And differences are no more triple crown. I call it double crown because there is no iron mode, so you can save and reload. This way I hope that more people will try and play this kind of challenge, and also stream it, post videos, because I think you can actually stream it because you are more relaxed, you can make mistakes, you can reload, and this way everybody should be should enjoy more this kind of challenges, I think. And also another change is that I choose to make a wild challenge something you can disable, because basically this challenge is in the migrant challenges group, is the one that is less difficult because it is mostly annoying. When you know the game good enough, well enough to be able to play an ultimate level challenge, you realize that this is the less important level of difficulty, because you more or less have a way to know or how can I say, approximate the numbers by experience, or by trying to sell or buy some things, and so on. So it is mostly annoying for people who are trying to watch a video about the playthrough, because you cannot see any number and you don't understand very much the tactics and the damage and what happens basically. So in my opinion, this thing is better disabled, because it isn't really adding a lot about the challenge. It is just annoying. So my suggestion is disable this, but you can keep it enabled if you want. But the real big difference is no more iron mode. This is the big difference. And another big difference is much more quests and things to do, and more time to do it. So basically the the EOTAS challenge, which is finished in time with the critical path, and usually this needs to be done in 80 days. The time we have to do this surrogate challenge is double at the moment, and I think it's not really too much, because you can spare time more easily, but not so much time, because we have a lot of things to do, like you will see in next step. So this is how things should be done. You enable it, and I suggest you disable the world challenge, and the rest is like an ultimate challenge. So continuing, you choose how you want to create your character, and then as you can see, we have path of the dawn, we have no barrel bluffing, no trial or iron. This is the big difference, but we have still expert ball, level scaling all upwards, and so we can start.
An aged dwarf shares this strange... You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from...
So as usual, I suggest you enable the highlights of things you can interact with, because this way it's faster. You don't forget things, loot, and so on. Playing like this,
thank you for joining us, Watcher of
it's not so immersive,
neck
but
rises from the gorget, topped by a... She's preoccupied with
your brush with the divine has drained.
with this kind of challenge, you have to get any help you can. So I will choose my usual starting history, which is basically...
Does everything appear to be in order? Good.
One that
Welcome
gets
to the
me
beyond.
the dwarf's
Tell me,
some
do you remember
strength.
when we last met? You chose still.
She played...
You had the being that occupied, though Aethys, you and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living No,
She delicately places...
I know. Their souls remain in Aethys good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing.
When you can picture your own...
Okay, let me check the volumes here. A little high. Okay, maybe I can check this thing. One thing I don't understand yet is how to get Windows to keep my setting when I lower the volume about the system signals. For some reason, they are always reset, regardless of how I set them. I think that's a bug in Windows 11 still. But anyway, now should work better. So let's go back to the game. So we choose to start from scratch. And I will use my standard character, which is human, because I think all in all, human is the best race for a challenge, because you have this power you get when you are with low health. You have great increased accuracy, and this is very important with an ultimate level challenge. There are other races or special, like the Dead Godlike, who has something similar, but at even lower level of health, which is more risky, and also they cannot use helmets, and helmets are very important in this game because there are a lot of helmets that can help a lot. So I prefer to use human and not a godlike race. And then we can go on. You can choose, there are no differences between the various human races, and maybe this could be something that you could be nice to mod, a little difference about them. I was thinking about it, but for now we can choose this one. So I will choose the same class that I used to do the real ultimate challenge. And a note about the Surrogate challenge. What I try to do is to make possible to win this kind of challenge without cheating. And that means you have to find different ways to make your character powerful without cheating. And I choose to increase the maximum power level that the character can reach, and so the maximum class level is higher, so you can also use high level powers with multi-classes. So this way you can also try more classes combinations, and you can find your preferred way to try the challenge. So we can choose multi-class. I suggest you choose multi-class because you can get up to level 29, and so you can use powers from both the classes. But if you prefer a single class, you can do it. You will have, as usual, some advantages. You will have power more soon and more powerful powers. But all in all, I think that two classes are more fun because you can experiment a lot more and so on. But for this one, I will choose my usual classes, which I know very well, and I think they are powerful enough to try this Surrogate challenge, which are Chanter and especially Troubadour. We choose this one and this one to start. Oh, remember one important thing. Regardless of the classes you choose, the first things you choose at level 1 will remain, so it is important to choose something that you want to keep forever. So for instance, do not choose this one because they are useful at low level but probably not at higher level. Well, it's true that if you use some balancing mods, they are making the summons in general more powerful and more scaling, so they are still useful, but in my opinion there are always better summons than this one when you are higher level. So don't choose this, choose something else, in my opinion. And the one that I like most is this one, because this one is pretty useful and can become very also with a high perception, very precise and very likely to always hit if you use the proper perks, and so this is always useful. A stunning hit that can stun and hit multiple enemies. And then we have this one, which is very useful, especially at a low level, for the simple fact that it is raw damage, and raw damage is not blocked by the armors, and it is low damage, but it is not, it is bypassing armor, and it is also a little healing, so it's always good. You have to choose something, so this is the best one in my opinion. But anyway, let's go. And the second class, Cypher, or I don't know the exact pronunciation, probably is Cypher, I don't know, I say Cypher. Let me know if it is wrong, but Cypher and especially Scion. Okay, so another big difference about the Surrogate challenge is that I have enabled all the hidden classes, so we can choose, for instance, Wild Mind. If you choose the Chanter, let me go back and show you. We could have used, instead of the Troubadour, we could choose, for instance, the Storm Speaker. So there are these new classes available, as you can see. And so you can really try and have fun choosing and experimenting with these classes. But I will use the combination that I know and I prefer to use. So let's go with that. And then Cypher and Scion. Not much to say about it. The one thing that I recommend, if you are using, but I wrote about it in the mod readme, is that if you are using the balancing mods nerfing, I will not use the nerfs about, for instance, the telekinesis burst, target change only, not on player or not on companions, on Villa and so on, because they are really ruining the best thing about this spell, which is basically not interrupting because you have better things that can interrupt and also do a ton of damage. When you are higher level, you have disintegration, which is an interrupt with also a super high damage, it doesn't really make sense if you have the focus when you have the focus, and you will have the focus at high level to use this one. But this one can still be extremely good for another reason, because if you can target, and normally you can, your companions or villa or your skeleton summons, for instance, the blast that is coming after targeting and hitting these low level targets can still blast you away, for instance, from Doryudugan, which is hitting you, while using another spell directly on Doryudugan could easily not hit. So this is a good way to basically escape from some difficult situation. So I will not touch this spell because it has its uses even at higher level, based on the possibility to target also friendly targets or yourself. Having said that, well, there are also another nerf in that package which I don't suggest to use, which is the one which is increasing the duration of the troubadour resist. But I mean, this is all the reason to use a troubadour. If you nerf it, you are really nerfing the class a lot. I know that there are also about that mod is also increasing the power of the summons, but it is increasing it for all kind of chanters, so it is not fair to, in my opinion, to nerf like this the troubadour. But you know, you can use in theory everything you want, because in theory you should be able to reach level 29, and I suppose that level 29 should be enough for you to have enough tools at your disposal to try to win the challenge even without cheating. And also another thing I don't like is the nerf, the changes to this chant. Basically this chant is special because the second level is changing the chant, so it doesn't anymore give you standard, strong and steadfast, but it just increase the same value of statistic directly, and also make them something that you can extend with killings. So there are two important things in this chant. First one is that it gives you one of the few ways to stack might, constitution and resolve, even if you have already coming from another source strong and steadfast. And this is important with this kind of high level challenges. And also it gives you a way to prolong for a little while the duration of this special strength and power. And why I say it is nerfing this, changing it to become standard, stronger, standard is wrong. It's wrong because then you have no more reason to use this one, because there is this one which gives you energized, which is way better because you have the same as strong, but with the penetration and the interrupts, and also this one each decreasing the cost of the invocation. So basically, if you nerf this one, nobody will use it anymore because there is already this one, while keeping it like it is in the original, in my opinion, has still some interest about trying to have these 5 points of strength stacking with other inspiration, and also something that you can prolong for a little while. So my suggestions about that nerfing package mod if you want to use it with these classes. But anyway, with this mod, the Surrogate challenge mod, you will be able to reach with both classes the 9 power level spells. So it will open the game to more strategies and way to win the big battles with the bosses that may seem impossible to win without the usual cheating, which is, I repeat, prolonging the game, the positive effect with some tricks so they last forever, and maybe finding a way to become unkillable even out of fight. And also another important thing that allow you to win the ultimate challenge is to be able to prolong zero recovery. So this way your DPS, the speed at which you can hit the enemy, is super increased, and you're able to kill things like Dirty the Gun, because you basically manage to hit the enemy with enough DPS to kill the enemy, even if the health pool of the enemy is incredibly big. Something that using normal recovery time is much more difficult. So we must find ways to increase the power of the player if you don't want to cheat like we have to do in the ultimate challenge. So this is the goal. I don't know if the goal is something I have reached, but my goal now is to test if this thing is playable. I have already played it once, but I are changing a few things, so we will see. We will at least start with it. For the cipher, I will choose this one, because all in all I think this spell is always good, not so much at super high level, but it is good for a good percent of the game, and in some situation it is good until the end. The only problem of this spell is that it is not fast casting, but it is a great spell because it is super cheap, it covers a big enough area, it is using some kind of magic which is rarely resisted, and so on. It has a lot of good things with this spell, and one of the best you can use at low level. So always something good to choose as fast spell for a cipher. And then stats. Stats are oftentimes a matter of opinion for this class, I usually remove 1 point or a couple points from these two stats. I'm not a fan of the 4 points resolve, because unless you are using some class that is meant to be always nearly death, I don't think that's a good idea. But you know, depends on the classes, on the style, on many things. One thing I recommend for this kind of build, which is basically we want to be able to use the summon from the chanter class to be able to protect ourselves and Villa from the enemy. And to do this efficiently, basically our summons must always be up. We don't have some time without summons. This is the main goal, because this way we will be hit more rarely, and we will be able to keep our Scion power, which is always having our focus replenishing. And if we get hit, this will be interrupted for a while. So we want to avoid to be hit as possible. This is, in short, the style of play of a Scion. And also, in this way, we try to avoid that Villa could be hit, which is even more important. So, important stats for this is to be able to have our summons always up. So this means that our summons should stay for a long time, and this means we need enough intelligence, enough intellect. So in a base game, I suggest you use at least 15 points of intellect. 16 is easier and probably better. If you play with the mod which is nerfing the troubadour, so instead of having your resources every 3 seconds, you have to wait 4 seconds with the nerf, I suggest you pump your intellect as much as possible, basically to the top, because this way you are almost able to have your summons always up, even with nerfing the troubadour class. Having the chance of having your resources replenished every 4 seconds instead that 3 seconds like the standard. In my case, I could use something like 16 or 17, but we will see. Now I will check the other stats. So first thing, perception. Perception should be at the top, because it is the single stat, most important stat for this level of difficulty, ultimate challenge difficulty. So pump it up as much as you can. Another important stat is dexterity, because with the Surrogate challenge we mean to avoid cheating. So we don't want to use something to prolong, for instance, 0 recovery forever. So we are more likely to have some normal recovery, and dexterity in this case is an important stat, because dexterity will make you fast doing everything. So this is also important. An important stat, even more important than might, because might, yes, will do much more damage, will heal you more, but remember, this combination of classes makes you able to have infinite resources. So your goal is not to hit fast and hit hard. Your goal is to endure and keep on hitting until you kill the enemy. And so might is less important than being able to hit fast enough and having your wall of summon always up to defend you, to hit the enemy, to help you kill the enemy, and so on. So basically stay with standard might or use something like this. I suggest dexterity at least 13, better 14, something like this, and pump the rest. So I would do something like this, honestly. Or even you can do something like this, but I don't know, in the long run, maybe if you use the mod nerfing the troubadour, yes, intellect must be 18. If not, maybe you can just do something like this, or maybe increase a little strength if you so prefer, but that's not a precise rule. Okay, let's try this, something like this. Intelligence is very, very important for this kind of classes because it will be always good. Also because we don't want to cheat, and so prolonging good things thanks to more intelligence will be very important. Okay, I think we are done. And then we can choose our all in all, I think this is the best because it will give us more perception, which again is the most important thing. And I usually choose Hunter because I think that mechanics and survival are pretty good, but there are also other important things with other classes, but I usually choose this one. Also, there are mods to change this. You could use to have more variety, but I stay with the standard for now. So Hunter it is, survival and mechanics, always good. Now okay, so the first thing, in my opinion, should be with this build should be the flail, because the flail special power balancing strikes is lowering enemy reflex, and reflex is what we target both with your with our chanter and Scion, the magic and controlling first spells that we have, so first invocation. So this will make things easier. And as second one we could choose this one because it is lowering will, and we basically have to use a club because we have to use a torch, because one of the challenges is making a torch basically needed if you want to play in some interior location, because else you cannot see very well. So having to use a torch, basically you will always have, or often have, also the club. Torch are clubs, so having this is something useful from the start. As alternative, you could choose, for instance, this one, because this way we will have some pike from the start, and pike is also nice to have because pike gives you exposing strikes, which are allowing enemy deflection, and also are a weapon with a long range, so you can use from behind your summon. So this one is good too from the start. So I will start like this, and then, well, you can choose the portrait and the look that you like. I will use my standard character just to keep it similar to the ultimate challenge build. Like, we are going to compare basically things with the ultimate challenge.
Finish them!
This one, I think it was, yeah, something like this. Okay, so compared to the ultimate challenge build, we have less might, one more point of dexterity, and I don't remember we saw if I used 9 or 8 in the ultimate challenge run, but maybe I used 9. But basically I have pumped intellect more because, differently from the ultimate challenge run, we want to run this surrogate challenge without cheating. So I have more need of intellect. And might is not so good to have might lower, but all in all, it is not the most important stat for this build. Most important is intellect, and also dexterity is important. So I have one more point than usual in dexterity, and the rest is more or less the same. Maybe this one, I did not use this one as first, but doesn't matter much. Anyway, let's go.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my find
With a quick,
a chime. Do not fear, Herr.
the dwarf nods.
So basically, with our story, we get, the important thing is to get the Aelia boon, because this way we have some kind of food that at the start will give us some very important aid, because we will have more defenses and we will have more skill points, and at the start these things are very important. So this is one thing that anybody doing the ultimate challenge is using, basically the Aelia boon food.
The return to your body. Adair watches over your body,
No. How are you feeling? Me? You don't remember? Don't worry, it'll all pass. Anyway, you didn't answer my question.
Basically, when I
How
run,
you
when
feel?
I go fast, I always choosing the fast option.
Alive's a big improvement.
Else, if I click something else, I like to show you with the mouse, mostly where I click.
I hate to cut the voice had newer. It is only by the I know not how.
Also,
but it
one
seems he
thing
has
that
retained a piece of your soul,
I've not
and
seen
proximity to it has brought you back.
a lot of people doing while streaming video about Deadfire is to enable this button so all the dialogue is visible, because I think this is very, very useful for people watching a video about playing Deadfire, because this way you can understand better what happens, what options have been
How could you know all that? You've been faking on it.
Misfortunes brewing pirates. They're demanding.
I know this is asking.
Okay, so we get our things,
Now make some use.
important things. So this is the Aelia bounty, which I was talking about. It's a prepared meal that is giving, when we rest, will give us 10 to all defenses and 2 to all the skills. Also more health, which is always good, but in order of importance we have 2 to all skills, which is very, very important, and 10 to all defenses, which is also super important. So this is the better story you can choose to get this Aelia bounty. And then we have a weapon related to what we choose as starting expertise. And then we have a mail armor that we can choose to use or not, depends. So what I suggest you do from the start is set your EI behavior to be basically nothing or something more much defensive and control, because else you risk that your player will try to do some things that you don't want to happen, usually at the worst time. So remove basically the EI, because you want to control this kind of build. You don't want to do most of the thing automatically. So let's click here and remove aggressive, so you can zero everything, and use defensive here. This you can keep it if you are on defensive, because you will not move, you will just defend, and that's something we can accept. But my suggestion is no behavior, or if you have to choose one of the things that you prepared or that you know are not so risky, and then we can choose by list order. But basically we will keep the EI disabled for the most part of the, because we want to choose, we want to be piloting our character every time to be as efficient as possible, doing the right thing instead of doing things faster. We want to do things right. Okay, but could do like this. So starting here, some tricks you could use is, for instance, you will be given some more things at the start, but only after the battle, the starting battle has started. So basically, normally you cannot use this thing until the battle is over, but not really true, because if you are fast enough, you can open your inventory before the battle starts, and then you can equip these couple things. They are not really game changing, but good to know in case you want to use them to have just that little help with this starting battle. So not important, because even if you die you will be able to go on, and so not really, but just to know how to do it, let's do it.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious.
Okay,
I suggest you
before
deal with them
going
quickly.
on, check EI disable. This is what we want to do. Then probably we could enable it after the first starting phrase, but it is simple just to keep
If we don't
it
get out there
always
now, we'll have lost by the
on,
time we
because
do.
we want to be able to get our phrases fast. And then we want this on because we want to use our special ambulance strikes hit. We don't want to hit to do a lot of damage, we want to hit to lower reflexes defense of our enemies, so we can hit them hard with this spell and with this spell when we have the summon. This one, because they both target reflexes. So, and this helps a lot because it is lowering enemy reflex. And let me check. Oh, important, super important thing for the Chanter class. Remember, every time you start your build, you change your stats, you change and your spells, basically you have to remember to edit and start your chance again, because else you will start the battle and your chance will not work and you will not get them back, so your invocation back. So it is very, very important. Each time you respec your character, always remember, first things you should do, go and edit your chance. So let's do it. I will do this. A lot of people say, why do you do this? Because if you keep just one, it will be repeated automatically. I do this because to have a visualization about the overlapping if I choose to disable this and just have the visualization about having the overlapping here. Much easier. Also because even if I almost never used the slower setting, but always use this one, because a lot of people, in my opinion, believe something that is not really true, because depending on the kind of chants, some chants do like this, they don't overlap, or better, they overlap for 6 seconds, which is halved by this troubadour setting. Please, Kiyu, I don't understand you. What's I don't understand that emote. If you tell me what it is. I was talking about it. There are some some chance, and these things I learned only recently while trying to do this mod using the powerful editor by Nockn, which is called Apotheosis. That if you think about modding, making some mods for Deadfire, I really recommend you try that one, because it is very hard compared to other games like Morrowind, for instance, and without that editor, I don't think I could never even start trying to do a mod like this. So basically, learning how to use this editor, I learned also how this chance works, and there are big differences between them, especially for the duration, because some of them basically use 10 seconds. They last 10 seconds by default, and some of them last 6 seconds. So this one lasts 6 seconds, so it is hard by the troubadour nerfing when you speed the chance restoration, but if they are 10 seconds long, in my opinion, they can still overlap. So there are some chance that still can overlap, and you should find these things if you open the chance in the Apotheosis game editor, and you take a look at the chants and how they work and their properties. So it's very instructive, even if you don't plan to mod something, but you can still understand better how certain game mechanics work by looking at the inner workings of these things. So in my opinion, having even a single chant double like this makes possible certain overlapping, even using the troubadour speed chanting. Okay, having said that, enough talking, and let's see what happens. So what I want to do is be fast when we go out of the dialogue here to get
I'll be taking
our
your
little
ship.
Well, at
things.
least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
So basically, when you
Give her up
click
easy,
continue when
and
you
I'll
are
see you get
here,
a swift death.
well, you have
It'll be
this
bloody
option. Usually
and
I
agonising,
choose
sure.
this one. Not
Well,
really
listed.
super
Then he's
important.
going to wear his breech.
Aye. You got a smart. Listen up, mate. I'm off to spear play with
Okay,
the crew
when
if
you see
like.
end dialogue,
Don't
this
bring
is the
me any
important
prisoners.
point.
None
If you
that are
click
alive.
battle start, and you have basically no time because you have to click somewhere to move, and the battle starts and you can do nothing. But in this case, if you prepare, instead of clicking, you use your short key here, the key 1 to choose, or I think you can also use the spacebar, but I will use the number, the key number, and prepare your mouse where you want to click to go, and at the same time you are ready to press your special key to open the inventory. You will have enough time to open the inventory before the battle starts. So you should be able to equip these new things that will be added when the dialogue is closed. Let's try it. It needs a little practice maybe, but we should be able to do it. Let's try. Okay, we open, and we can equip things because the battle has not yet started 100%. So we have Cosmopath here, which is giving us 1 point of Constitution and also a little healing, and it's a good thing. This one, which is not super useful, giving us resistance to perception were not flanked. Okay, there are better things later, but better than nothing. This one is nice to have. So then we want to equip and be ready with our flail, and we are ready now to start the battle. As you can see, I cannot anymore do something like that. Cannot equip things now because the battle has started. So strategy, first thing we want you is help your friend probably. So we try to get this one flanked. We try to hit it with the flail, so then we can more easily use our spell. Uh-oh, we are in trouble. But now we should be able to use it. As you can see, we hit hard because we lowered the reflexes of this enemy. And we can more or less do the same thing with the other ones. So we don't hit hard, but we lower the defenses. Oh, we have been hit? No? Yes. And we have to wait for... Oh, hit. We have to wait because we cannot really target them. So basically survive and help your friends. Oh, nice hit. Oh, we could also use this one to interrupt them. I don't think from here I can hit. Let's try. Not fair. You can hit, I cannot. How it is? Oh, there's an advantage point from there, maybe. So the blast is the important thing I was talking about at the start. This spell is not very useful at high level because you have better spell to interrupt the enemy. But it is still very useful when you are engaged because you can target your friends and the blast will free you from the engagement. Now, if we save the crate, we get a little, a couple things that we can sell, but honestly I prefer to rescue Key2 Pack because this way we stay good. You don't want to be cruel because there's I think a boon that you can only have if you are not cruel. And also, as a general rule for this character, I think she is good, chaotic good, so we can rescue him. Okay, and now you see differences This is the
You've been getting a lot of sleep
Surrogate
so far on this
challenge.
trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so... If you're worried so far, it's just...
It's a relief to see you.
Ran aground, looks like.
So as
I do. That
usual,
is.
The fuse better
like
than I
with
would
the
have thought. We'll
ultimate,
see about the others. I don't want to be...
Adair
For
will
now, I'd.
disappear
My
once
lady, if it is.
we
Please,
finish the
That is-
dialogue
Well,
here.
I
He
suppose
will
we...
go. I don't know where he going. Maybe inside the ship, because he's not on the beach with the other members of the crew. But anyway, we are solo. We are doing ultimate level challenge. We are solo and we have Villa to babysit, which is the most difficult challenge in the whole game. And so, as you can see, but the difference is also very big about what we have to do to win the challenge. So basically it is everything you had to do in the normal ultimate challenge about enemy to kill, and then more. So let's start from the more. Number 1. Kill Ilari and the Gorechi Street looters, but you have to do it before leaving Mage Island. Okay, if you know a bit about the game and various opinions about difficulty and so on, one of the things most people said about the ultimate challenge, someone said it could be worse. They could have asked us to kill the Gorechi Street looters, and so I have added this thing to do before being able to win this challenge. In my opinion, this is something you can do with more than one class. I have done it a lot of times. The reason why you don't do it in an ultimate challenge is that because it takes a lot of time. It takes about 1 day just to win this battle at low level like this, and also I don't know, I think it could be very difficult if you have a class that cannot use summons, because at this low level, I don't know, even a single class monk could have problems winning this battle, because there are a lot of big level enemies compared to yours and so on. But let me know if you think this objective of the Surrogate challenge is too difficult, because basically you need to do it at a low level before leaving the island, and I'm not sure it is something that most classes can do. I know this build can do it easily enough, but I'm not sure about other builds, honestly. I think that any build using a chanter could do it, but then other builds without a chanter, not sure 100%, for the simple reason that we don't want cheating and we don't want to use much resources. But that's one of the reasons why I also improved a lot the time you have to do these quests, because this way, even if you choose to use one class without easily renovable resources like Chantel, like Blood Mage and so on, you can still sleep a couple times and get back your resources when you have to Hello, Grim Sky. I was talking about this battle. I think with the Surrogate challenge, you remember you have double the time to win the challenge, so you have 160 days instead of 80 days. And so you should have, if you do things properly, you should have more than enough time to sleep here and there and get back your resources in case of extremely difficult battles like this one at low level. So I think it is something that you can do, but let me know. And then we have other objectives here. Okay, this one should not be very difficult because it is just it is a mod. My first Deadfire try at modding. It is called Surrogate Challenge, and it is basically a mod of the Ultimate Challenge, so it is more tempting for people who are discouraged by the Iron mode. Because I have removed the Iron mode and added a lot of other quests you have to do, but with more time. And you can find it on Nexus, and so far I have played it once, so in theory at least the quest should work. I'm not sure it is balanced properly, but I know with this build you should be able to do it. So I suppose that given the fact that you can use two classes and reach level 29, I think the possible combination that could win this challenge are very much more than one. So this was also one of the reasons why I was thinking about something like this, to get people try more builds. And probably the big difficult one is this one, because at low level I know that some classes will need to rest to pass this encounter probably, and I'm not sure it is something not using a chanter or a blood mage is something you can do. But let me know if someone will try it. I will just be glad. And second one, I don't think this one is very difficult. It is just standard things that most people do to get some money and some loot. So you have to kill the firebrand crew. Maybe it's a little difficult at low level, but you don't need to do at low level. So okay, this one is a little more difficult because you are solo, and going in there and kill everyone is not super easy. This one is easy enough if you wait to be high level enough. This one is easy, but the reason why I have included this one is mostly because this quest is the way you can get some special boots that, in my opinion, are very important. Each deadline double. No, basically the first two are standard and the last one is double, so you have still to use the usual timings for the first two steps, but the last one, arriving and finishing the game in Ukaizo, you have double time. Instead of 80 days, you have the double. So the starting is more or less like the original one. And so this one should be easy, but the reason why I have included this one is to get you a hint about getting those boots, because those boots for classes who have problems targeting the player are a real good help. They are good also like an attack, but most important thing, they make you able to target yourself more easily if you don't have some attack like this already. This one is more or less something that related to having to do quests, more quests all around. Not very difficult battle, but a nice battle, also because this way you get another big monster to fight, not a hard one, but you get to visit also this place. Oh, this one is difficult. It's difficult because I think, okay, I too think this is probably a bug, not something they put it in the ultimate to be there as a challenge, but I say, okay, it's a bug. This battle is more difficult than it should be, then why not use it as a challenge? So this is one thing that basically needs this mod to be loaded after the other balancing mods that are fixing this enemy level, because I want it to be still something which is a challenge. So basically this low level enemy are increased in level by the scaling, and so they are very difficult to kill at low level. So this is still a challenge. How can you win this encounter? Try to get the encounter when you are high level. When you are high level enough, should be not so difficult. But don't try it when you are not enough high level. As always, you can try everything you want, because another of the reason why I did this thing is so you don't have iron mode and you can save and you can try various tactics without having to have a parallel game and so on. Okay, this one, well, is not much more difficult than the usual just kill Namnock, but it needs you to explore a lot of distant places, win some other difficult battles, so it takes a lot of time, and one of the reasons why I have increased a lot the time you have to finish. This one is another iconic one. It is considered one of the most powerful single enemies in the game, for a good reason. But given that we can reach a very high level with the Surrogate challenge, should not be so difficult. This one is difficult, I know, but I think it has a very good loot, a super powerful weapon, and also it gives you a way to reach guys or So it can be also the reason why you choose this. So I set it as a part of the challenge. Remember, if you manage to win this battle, you also get a powerful weapon. And these three lasts are probably the most difficult one and the ones that require more time, because you have to complete all the battles in all the paths, and you have to find the artifacts, get them back, and so they take a lot of time, but at the same time they are big challenges, and I think if you manage to do them, you get also a lot of loot, and also you get a lot of satisfaction if you manage to win the battles. And one of these, in my opinion, basically was impossible even at high level, so I tweaked one of them a little. The one battle, the changeling battle, where you are transformed in one single big a metal how is it called? I don't remember it. Basically a big metal robot, was basically impossible to do even at high level. So what I did is giving a little more power at that player transformation to make that single fight. It's not easy at all, but it is something you can do. Basically, it was frankly impossible in my experience, even at high level, because it was not something meant to be done in single player with Villa. But this way you can do it because you have a more powerful form. So you can manage to do it even without cheating, having zero recovery and so on. And that's the one change about these things. So I don't know if I managed to balance the things, but I played almost to the end, and more or less I managed to do everything, so should be possible. There will be bugs probably, because I just tested with one class basically, so. But the gist of it is more time, more things to do, and especially less frustration about the dead is dead mode. That is something that a lot of people don't have the time to try, basically. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Having more time, we can also have more fun. For instance, we can explore and try to win the battles in this first level, which is something that you never do while doing the ultimate, because you have new times and you want to do other more important things.
As you like.
But for instance, in my experience, you have enough time to finish this first IOTAS challenge in time, to go to the site and do what you have to do, even if you spend time exploring and killing enemies in this first cave. So I usually do that just because there's some loot and there's some experience, little experience, but especially because it's more fun. Because one of the things
Are
that
we gonna fight someone? I want to throw the first punch.
I think it's most annoying about the Ultimate Challenge is that usually you have, for obvious reason, you don't risk much. You skip a lot of battles
Is that ye?
because you don't want to
You won't
restart
just aye.
from the start every
Magran
time
learns
if
us
you
poor
make a
bastards that a little
mistake.
excite. Aye, there's
This
oh, but
way
I'm hard some good.
we have similar difficulty, but we can make some mistake and try new tactics and so on.
Spy, Magran here. My flame burns yet. Good news, Captain. I've even better. I've located one up north. There is a cave. Catherine course. It's surely.
Okay, so a normal ultimate you would want maybe to go away, or you would want to explore the cave, but without fighting, just get some loot and run away. We want to try and fight things just to have more fun. So usual tactic, we want to hit, we want to use this to lower reflexes of enemy, then we want to hit when we have the invocation available against reflexes to stun the enemy and so on until the enemy is dead, hopefully. And important thing is have Villa as far as we can, so she hopefully will not be targeted by the enemy. The enemy will try and follow us. Okay. So these battles are not difficult because enemy speed is more or less, it depends on what kind of Gallowayne improvement they get on the Gallowayne challenge, but usually you have the time to hit them and time your attacks. They don't have engagement, so you can escape at the right time. Oh, having said that, I've been hit like a noob. But for instance, now I can hit because I've just been hit, so it's safe enough. But it is faster than usual, so I must pay attention. It has Gallowayne, I don't remember how it's called, but it's accelerated, so it can hit much faster than me. As you can see, it's a little risky. Let's see if we can manage. Yeah, we did. And we have hit hard with the magic because we have high intelligence, so most time is hitting really hard, and that's super good. Okay, so this kind of battle you don't have to do. We do just for fun. But this kind of little battles with creatures, in my opinion, are always useful because you how can I say it? You make practice against beasts which are in this kind of challenges are very nasty because they get these buffs from the Gallowing challenge, and creatures have their abilities never ending, so they are nasty sometimes. So there are 3 of them, and we can try.
Trouble.
One important thing is don't pay attention to not have 2 of them following you at the same time, because if you can, avoid the risk and stay clear from Villa, because as they can target Villa. You don't want that. So they are fast. I must pay big attention about not being hit. Okay, now it's the time.
Yes.
Now we will wait. The attack. And we can hit. So this enemy is not hard for the reason that he cannot engage. So when you have the timings right, you can wait for the enemy to try and hit you, and then you can run away, and then you have sometimes to hit it. And when you hit, you try to hit lowering reflexes, and then you're ready to use your powerful stun invocation. And that's it. And in here you have another one, the last one.
Trouble.
Yes.
And I think that having the wild challenge disabled is especially good for people trying to follow a video or a stream, because this way you can understand what is happening. You can see the stats, you can stop the video and look at some detail. But with the wild challenge you just see question marks everywhere, so it's mostly annoying for people looking at the video than to people playing the challenge, because people playing the challenge more or less they already know the tactics and what happens, because they tried it in a parallel game and so on. So that's the reason why it is something I set as something you can toggle and disable. About the level cap, I'm not sure 29 is the perfect one, and probably it is not. I tried a lower level, and I found especially the battle with Auranic. Sorry, the battle with Doridugan. I don't think with this build, a level less than 26, in my opinion, it is not possible to win the battle with Doridugan. From 26 over, I think it is something you can do easily. Oh, I'm a little distracted, so I'm just running around because I'm talking. I will try and kill this enemy without talking for a couple minutes because I'm not really... Oh, I just killed him with my nice chant.
I shall make it so.
So patience is key here. But I was talking about the level. I think a level 26 is not enough to have some chance about killing Doridugan without doing it without cheating, without zero recovery, without prolonging good effects with swapping items and so on. So you have to be high level to have some chance. And with this build, I found that you have to be at least level 26 to have enough power with your spells to be able basically to kill Doridugan with enough DPS. For other classes, other builds, I don't really know, so I'm open to suggestions. I tried also more than 29. I tried up to 32, and basically probably it makes things more difficult than easier, because there are battles like the battle with the Sigil Master Auranic, where the sigils are scaling up with you, and a super high level like this is not making things much easier. Maybe the contrary, because they have more power and more defenses this way, because I think they are the same level of Auranic. They are basically like creatures, and so destroying the sigils is more difficult the more higher your class. So that's a point where the balance between your more various combination of powers you can use being high level, and the enemy resistances and powers and attacks, it is not so easy to say level 32 is better than level 29 or than level 27. It depends on the enemy and on the battles, because basically I kept the gap between the enemy level and the player levels. There are these 10 level of differences, and then the various scaling. I think that an enemy, if I recall correctly, can be up to 6 level more than the player. But basically, having still the standard gap, which in the original game is level 20 top for the player, level 30 top for the other standard creatures and enemies. Now we have 29 for the player and 39 for the rest of the enemies. So it's just the same scaled up for everything. So it's not that easier. The real things that makes things easier for the player is that you have the possibility to choose more different attacks and tactics and way to solve the problems. but I'm talking
Watcher,
much.
over here. It is good to see you, the bosun. Bayard, I was able
So
to. I
let's
remained.
try
I was
and
able
do
to. I
something.
remain after we made
Because
the
as I
I
will
will make for the
really take too much time, and we still have to be able to
As you
finish
like.
the first part of the other challenging time, which can be not something super easy if you spend too much time here. So let's see if we can do it.
I shall make it so.
Okay, so first part. We can do something like this. But okay, let's do this for now. So as usual,
Silence surrounds me.
you can use stealth or just try and kill some enemy. In this case, first I want to kill these couple enemies because they are in a bad place. I don't want to have them in between the other enemies. But we want to do it without
Oh, indeed.
them targeting Villa. So we don't run immediately away. We want them to target the player, not Villa. Villa is always doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Remember, she is here for this exact reason. Make you hate her. Well, not always, but most of the time. But this way. The good thing is most enemies don't change target, so when they target the player, they keep on targeting the player, luckily. Let's see if we can hit. Oh, we hit them.
Spot on.
I think I tried once not using not using the counts of Wind of Death. I try use this one because in theory it is good, but this chat is so good at low level and it keeps being good even at middle level that, in my opinion, it is no-brainer. At the start it is the best one you can choose because at low level it will heal you, it will make you able to just run around until the enemy is dead. So really
Very well.
something useful. Oh, hit hard. No. Oh crap. I'm doing, let's say, suboptimal things. But in theory, I could also save and reload before the battle, you know. Oh, I lost one. I hope one is dead because I don't want... Okay, dead. Don't want them to go back to Villa. Okay. So now we have a clear path to most places.
To whispers and shadows.
This is the proper time to decide the strategy, what you want to do now. Because if you just want to loot the ring, probably best thing you can do is sleep, get the 2 points from the Aelia food, and then use stealth to get your ring and run away, so fast and good. But if you want to play, if you want to have fun and try clearing the cave, this is the proper time to try and start the battle, because then with this kind of build we have infinite resources, so once we start the battle, usually it is much easier to try and kill all the enemies in the level if we manage to do it than starting 4 different battles. And this is what we try to do now. So let me think about it. We could try now, but okay, let's try now. First thing, take a look at the first enemy. Study a little how they move and plan a good place to place your trap, because we want to place a trap and start the battle stealthed. For 2 big reasons. Stealthed means no enemy will attack us, or Villa means we have 85% less recovery time, so we are super fast with our spells. And so ideally we want to place a trap there, but we cannot yet. We don't have traps, so we have to go where we know some traps are. First, and as we are here, let's take a look at the enemies.
As you like.
Okay, so we have some traps here.
Pirates! Andra, well now. Thought you were
And
trying to find a way past with, well, they
of
stick.
our crew members we can help.
I shall make it so.
Okay, another important thing. I really suggest you disable your EI also, because this way you can enqueue commands. Enqueuing commands is very important when you want to do some special actions like planting bombs in some not yet enemy target. And so practicing it is very important, and traps are a perfect way to practice this skill. Basically, you enqueue actions disabling the eye and shift clicking on the target. So once you stop and start doing things, your character will do things at the maximum speed and with the maximum precision, and this in certain situation is very important. So let's do it. Shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, and then talk
Now
with
here's
Beardo.
something.
I can now relax and do something else because I have already told my
Ah, bless you,
character
lady.
what to do.
It's just bats and stinking corpses in this cave. Then I'll head that way myself.
And then
As you
our
like.
traps here. More traps. Some more loot. Okay, now we have our traps and we can use them to try and start the battle from a safe place. So there are, you could try and start here or other places, but all in all I think the best position if we want to try and clear the whole cave is where we were before. So what we could do now, we could rest, but we don't have yet the experience to level up. So we could get the idea points and enough stealth to get the ring here, but then probably not so much to clear the cave maybe. So basically I think if you want to clear the cave you need to have some summons with this build, and to get some summons you have to level up, and to level up we need more experience, so we need to get the experience from this part of the quest, and we need to do some little more questing, helping our next crew member, and for this it is better to sleep. So basically we get the experience out here, and to do that it is best to rest. So we go to our fire and try resting. So it is
What a
also more
mess.
realistic.
We got turned around in that storm. Not much.
I suppose we are lucky to have found
Any luck,
land.
Captain?
Okay, so we get here and rest. Important, choose this one. This one is giving us precious 2 points in all skills and also defense and so on. But at this moment we need especially skills.
I'm learning a lot.
Okay, 8 hours passed. Not good, but in theory we should have enough time to do that. So the important thing now is that we have athletics, and athletics is needed if you want to climb here. We could
I shall make it
use
so.
a grappling hook, but we have athletics, why not? So as you can see here, we need 2 points. We have 2 points now. We can do it. Without well challenge you can realize it easily.
Thanks for letting me tag
You're
along.
looking better, Cassie. It's my leg, Matico. I was everything we've been through, and I'm nearly done in by a cask of rum. Funny thing, it's quite romantic.
So we get some experience, and now we can level up. Why it is important to level up? Because this way we can get some summons. With some summons we have a chance to clear the cave. So, what to choose at the start? Choose stealth. Stealth is extremely important at the start of the challenge. And then we can choose, for instance, survival. Okay, so if you don't want to clean the cave, choose something else, because these summons, in my opinion, are not something you want to keep. But now they are the only summons useful at this level, because this is powerful, but it lasts. It doesn't last enough, and it is one summon. We have 3 not powerful but 3 summons here, so we choose the skeletons. We will respect in the future, because I don't like them, but I much prefer the worms. But now the skeletons are very useful, so let's do it.
I'm safe with you, Captain.
Let's check our chat.
I just
All
know it is
good.
all.
And now we prepare for epic battle. We can also talk with
It's beyond
Hey,
the
I can't say-
spirits if you
Sure.
want to build
Weird.
a little personality here. We can also explore here and see that we have some places we can think about a way to reach them.
Isn't there supposed to be a light? There's nothing for miles.
Again, if you do the real ultimate, you don't want probably to spend time doing this kind of things, but we should have
silence surrounds.
more time available if we manage actually to reach the first site in time. But I'm just testing the mod, so okay, now we try the fight, and for this, let's see, we don't have much to choose for at the moment for weapons, so all in all, I think I will change this, because I don't want, this would be more useful, but it has a little problem, which is less deflection in case of melee attack, so it is a little more risky. So for now, let's do this. Okay, now we will need to place a trap in a proper place, and the proper place is in the path that the enemy are using. So for instance, here should be good enough, hopefully, and then we wait for our trap to trigger. Let's check our summons. Okay, they are here. Check your things before the battle starts, because once the battle has started, it is too late. And remember, stealth is your friends, especially with Villa. So the dangerous thing about the skeletons here is that they use the pistol. So, well, we just try to kill them one at a time. There's not much more we can do at the moment. Because we don't want to go out of stealth, because we are fast with the spells, and we don't want Vila to go out of stealth for now. So this one is almost dead. Yeah, and now we try to kill this one. Try to flank them. Should be easy enough. Now, pay attention. We could easily kill this one, but we don't want to kill this one. We want to start the battle with another enemy. And okay, start this battle only if you feel confident and if you want to risk, because the enemies at that side to the northwest are the most dangerous one, and at this super low level they are super difficult. They have acid attack, ranged attack, and they have a very unique property in that they have basically collective defense. So when they are together, their defenses are increased. So at the start they are very, very dangerous. So really some enemies that you normally wouldn't want to fight. But we are trying to clear the game mostly for fun. So we started a battle with those enemies. So now we can kill the last skeleton without stopping the battle. And we want to kill the skeleton near Vila, because this way Vila we stay terrified here, far from danger. So we want to try and get the enemy camp nearby if possible. Let's see. Yeah, we should be able to. So now we want Vila to see the enemy and hear the enemy, go out of stealth. Usually it's a matter of having her near enough. Yeah, now it's the time we want to. Uh-oh, problem. Little problem here. Oh, hitting hard.
Yes.
Okay, now Vila is terrified. She will not move from this zone. Now we should have
indeed,
an easy enough way to kill the rest of the enemies. Well, apart the enemies this side, because they are very, very dangerous, but the rest in theory should be easy enough. In theory.
Oh,
Okay, let's go this way. Should be safe enough. Try to not be seen by these enemies because they can run to you, and if they run all together, you are almost dead. Ideally, we should have killed the last skeletons without going out of stealth, because now our summon not our summon, sorry, our cipher spell is lower and we cannot stay stealth. But in any case, if we want to hit hard, we must use our cipher spells too, and so sooner or later we have to go out of stealth. But for now we want to kill the skeletons because they have not sure if this one have pistols, but better not to risk. Patience. Remember, we are trying to clear one of the first cave at level 2 with against a lot of enemies. We just scaled up. So we need patience and tactics. Okay, the skeletons are gone. In theory, we could try
yes.
and use some cipher spells. The best tactic here is try to use the slow speed of the zombies here against the dangerous construct, and use our eco spell, so shock, which is very powerful against the construct.
Yes. Certainly.
Try to get some path for the slow enemies, so they are always in front of the fast one. Not easy, but at least to gain enough time to use your summons. Are not super easy, but you have a lot of space to try and run away. This is a dangerous one because
Yes.
he's able to. Oh, come on, run away. He's able to engage.
Yes.
Yes? Meetum Vasida ex.
Don't succumb! Not in vain!
Yes?
Proact 10.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Run away.
Proact 10. Finish them!
Oh? Queta silmes mitu.
Meetum Vasida ex. Cochintin Nazis. Meetum Vasida ex. Cochintin Nazis.
Oh, indeed.
Not good.
Proact 10. Let us end this!
Oh? Queta silmes mitu.
Meetum Vasida ex. Cochintin Nazis. Meetum Vasida. Yes?
No! Finish them! Proact 10.
I don't know if I have enough time for this.
Yes?
I shall. Queta silmes mitu.
Meetum Vasida ex. Cochintin Nazis. Meetum Vasida ex. Cochintin Nazis. Yes?
Certainly.
Proact 10.
Meet him thus.
Lost it.
Indeed.
Okay. Now we should have the construct.
Yes? I shall.
Oh, maybe the construct died. Because we have also the chant which is doing raw damage. And every now and then we kill some enemies without
Yes?
realizing it.
Certainly.
Hopefully that is what happened. I hope the construct is not trying to kill Villa. I think that's not possible because she will be already dead. Let's see. Now these ones, as usual, first we try to kill the skeletons because they have ranged weapons, so they are the most dangerous.
Yes? Indeed.
Let's see if we can get the other ones to come here.
Pull together! Proacted!
Kamikaze skeletons. And now we can get some risk
Certainly.
because we don't have ranged weapons against. So these enemies are more powerful, especially this one. This one is really strong, but they are slow. So
Indeed.
we should have easy ways
Yes.
to kill them. And one nice thing about the Cypher Eco spells is that even if your target, friendly target, has been killed or has disappeared, you can still, if you are, I think, halfway with the spell will still work. So you have a couple, I don't know, maybe nearly half a second of time more to target the spell. Doesn't always work, but oftentimes it works.
Certainly.
Not in vain.
So the only bad thing about this spell is it is a little slow.
Indeed.
I keep on calling them spells, but the proper term should be I don't know, invocation. No, invocation now for chanters.
Oh.
Pull together.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Not good. I don't want them to go where Villa is.
I shall. Oh.
Don't succumb.
Yes. Yes? Certainly. Meetum vasida ex cocintin nasi. Indeed.
So it's going to explode. So we don't need to do anything, just wait. Okay, so we did the easy part. Now there is... Oh, is he still walking? The hard part is killing the bots to the northwest of the map, because they are powerful acid attacks, and they have a special ability giving them web defense. So when there are many of them, they are summing defenses. So they are hard to win. But we have, in theory, infinite resources. So if we use them properly, we should manage. The one thing that could really mess things is if they are vampiric, because they are creatures and they have Galloway boons, and if they by chance are vampiric, they are very hard to kill, because every time they hit they gain back some health. So our skeletons have poor attacks, and they have another nasty, super nasty things, which is I don't remember that kind of attack that is moving you away, interrupting you. That's another super nasty thing, but all in all, better than vampiric, I think, because with patience we should be able to slowly kill a couple of them, and when you kill a couple of them, their defenses are lower, and so things become easier. So not easy, because that attack is powerful, but not impossible. Vampiric is something not sure you can manage to kill them if they are vampiric, but we have been lucky. I mean, with this Surrogate challenge you can save before the cave, and then if you don't really manage to win, you can just skip it. But I try just to get the challenge in the challenge, to win these difficult battles at low level. with scaled up enemies. So tactics here is attack the first one, try to use the last skeleton to go behind the enemy, and this way, if we are lucky, we can manage decreasing the defenses using flanked. So we can hit a couple times with lower defenses. Not easy, the first one, because we have all the other ones which are hitting hard, so it takes time, but you can do it if you have some summons that you can control.
Yes.
And obviously other builds, other strategies, maybe it's possible at low level to do direct player attack with things like a monk. Not sure about it, because these are really nasty with those ranged attacks, but I don't know, because I don't really have lots of experience with other kind of builds. I'm super specialized with this chanter tactics. Yeah, that.
Oh.
Hopefully next one we will kill the first one. We need to kill a couple of, at least a couple, without risking, because else it's not easy. Again, they have this strange property, this strange power about defenses. A mistake here, because I tried to flank with the first one, which is the one which is hit first. So, oh, first one is gone. Now things should be a little easier. Not much, but a little easier. In theory, we could try hitting them with a Cypher spell when there are a couple of them remain, but they have this nasty attack with the interrupt, and so not something I think we should try. Better to wait when there is just one left, because that interrupting attack could really cause problems. Because remember, the Psion is super nice, but if you get hit, not so much. And if you get hit and interrupt, even worse. Maybe
yes,
we can
indeed.
go a little nearby like this. Probably this is one of the most difficult battles in the island. Not the most difficult, but one of the most difficult. Well, the most difficult is the Garage Street. Then we have the skeletons in the ruins. But this one is not easy.
I shall. Yes? Yes?
Oh, finally near death. So basically the first one is dead because there are 3 bats hitting him. Oh, nice. 2 of them. That's good. Now, if you want to risk a little, you can try attacking immediately when you have 3 skeletons. But it is still very risky. Let's see, if we manage to keep 3 skeletons alive, maybe we can try it. But if they kill the first one, better not to risk. Because with 3 skeletons alive, you have the time to attack once and run away. But if the skeletons are too... not sure it is worth risking. Okay. First one stopped like this. No, did something stupid. Okay, it seems that they are not able to kill the first one immediately. So next try, I think I will risk an attack. Not so sage. It would be better to wait to have just one of them alive, but you know. No risk. No. No loot. How it is. And shift click to run away immediately because, you know, We don't want them to follow us. And they will do as soon as we kill the skeletons.
Oh.
Or the skeleton disappear because they don't last long.
Yes, certainly. Yes. Meetum da sira ex kochhintim nasi. Indeed.
Oh!
Yes.
Faster than I was hoping for. So
As you like.
we did cave cleared. Took a lot of time, but I don't have it in the challenge because it is not easy to script or to find a way to put this in a quest. I'm not so so familiar
shall
with
make
the
it so.
tools, and I didn't try to. It is possible for sure, but it needs more
Told you not to bring that thing in there.
experience with the
Special.
editor.
Came out here to get away. I think I remember something. Look, maybe we should stick to... I'll tell...
Maybe if someone likes the mods in the future, I will try and add something like that. Maybe not everybody is happy about
As you
trying
like.
to clear this cave. But for me it is a good challenge because I think if one build is able to clear this cave, there are good probabilities that it is an ultimate wharf build. Let's see.
Sharp eyes and keen ears. I shall make it so.
So again, if you don't want to clear the cave, you rest, you get your 2 points of skills in stealth, and go here while stealthed, get the ring and run away. Need to clear the cave. It is just something you do as a personal challenge and for fun.
I shall make it so.
Not in a real ultimate run. You want to spare your time and risks. But with this Surrogate challenge, you can do it.
As you like. I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done.
So let's see, what time is it? Another thing, important thing I think, is that I've not yet seen a lot of people use are notes, because notes are showing you the daytime, which especially with the not sure if with the wild challenge it is visible. I don't remember it honestly, but I think that it is still visible here. So if the date is visible with wild challenge, it's a big help while trying to figure your timings while you're trying to do various things. And also it's a way to take your notes about tactics, what things you don't do now because you know you better do something later. But if you take a note here, it is very easy to then have the notes in game when you need them. So cave cleared. Day 2, hour 4. Will this be a problem while trying to clear the site? We don't know, but we have the note. Maybe we can check how much time we spent for the
I shall make it so.
Okay, I think I have cleared this way already. Yeah. So the loot is not so good. We have this scroll, which is not bad, but best things are the traps and especially the ring, which is a nice ring to have at low level. But for this build, the traps are also very important, because the traps are the way you 90% try to start a battle. So okay, so we did everything, I think. Can get some little more loot.
The Yodel said you had
in
to
good
bail
order.
him out of
Okay,
trouble.
and we
Defense? Was he crying? You can tell
more
me.
to do here.
Oh, quiet. You were under a damned barrel.
Okay, so now here, is it worth stopping at the Lion of Fog. Probably not, but I like to play this. Okay, so let's take a look. We don't have enough strength to try this, but we are stealthy. We can get some loot from this.
What if the giant comes this way?
Please, everyone stay calm. Please, everyone
Have off.
Yes.
I have
What about our...
What about the ship? If everyone...
It's one of the pirates.
Two of my...
That would make her lucky.
Quite. Perhaps...
Do...
Okay, so now here you can try to steal something, some money, essentially, or you can just do other things. But all in all, I think it is worth stealing what you can here, because as long as they don't move, you should be able. Now, while you are no more started, well, better to do other things.
I shall make it so.
So I will try to get only things that have no duration problems for now, because we will come back here later. So
as you like.
Get things not touched by duration, things like this. Oh, we must also pay attention while stealing things.
And shadows.
Better to be
I shall make it so.
Tori. Come to laugh? Ah, this one. I had no... When the fighting is over, she takes my... I was deep. The governor... Listen, that woman should be in the stocks. The guards do nothing.
Okay,
but you've heard me out at least. Do me the kindness
if you are
of
some
retrieving
kind
that
of
coin purse,
classes,
and
you
I
may
will
want
give you what I can spare.
also to choose this kind of answers, but I think the important thing is try to avoid being cruel, because being cruel is locking you out normally from one possible boon in one obtained from one location. If I recall correctly, I have slightly changed that encounter so you can have a little more cruel reputation and still obtain that boon. But I'm not really 100% sure. But in any case, if you are not a special class that needs this kind of reputation, I will not use it. Better to...
They call her Moquet.
This one. Okay, let's go. We have the first quest. Now, important thing that I forgot. It is always useful when you go out or you go in from some place and you have someone in the other side that you can
whispers and shadows.
Steal something from. It is very, very smart, in my opinion, to just use stuff before using the door, because this way you will come out stealthed 100%, and it will be much easier to steal things than trying to use stealth while you are already out. So, and it will be very fast, because usually you take a lot of time gaining stuff, and you don't want to do this in the standard ultimate, especially because time outside is running super fast, and this is where you will spend most of the game time, outside walking around and stealing things. It doesn't seem like this. You think that you spend a lot of time while traveling in the world, but it's not like this. Most of the time you spend walking around like this. So it's very important to use stuff
I shall make it so.
in an efficient way.
What have we here? As you like. Sharp eyes and keen ears.
How are we supposed to fight a giant?
We don't. We run.
Where? There is water on all sides.
And then run in circles. Merle, leave me in peace.
I shall make it so.
For instance, if I do something like this, I should be inside, super stealthed, and not that.
Now here's something.
It is particularly useful now, but you get the idea. Now I could steal the key from Savia. But I want to talk with her first, just to open the quest.
What is it I can do for you? We are now I have... Lucky for you that... Shot something you wanted?
Some...
Kue. I cannot say I wish Gorechi Street is in the... We lost no one to the storm. What happened?
Sientere, Savia.
Okay, now we try
Sharp eyes and keen ears
to do it. But it will be fast also to go out and come back.
It shall open to me. Finished. I shall make it so.
Gelarde.
Keeping out of trouble?
And so we got our quest about dealing with the Gorechi Street band. Sorry, gang.
To whispers and shadows.
But pay attention, because one part of the Surrogate challenge is to kill the members of this gang. So you don't have pacifist slashing if you want to win the Surrogate challenge. So as usual, save when in doubt. We can do it. We don't have the iron mode,
As you like.
But remember, one of your first big challenge is this one. Let me check this. Right. So don't go there and talk with them as usual, because you will not win the challenge.
I shall make it so. Silence.
So I'm stealing now. When I go inside, I am stealthed.
Surrounds me.
If I am fast enough, maybe I can manage stealing something hard because they are high level.
As you like.
Ah, yeah. Apologies for that little between the storm, the pipe. If I would call it a flight of fancy, but you'll now. Unfortunately, all that said, I have the gut. There is. You're familiar with the luminous. It's also quite valuable. With value, we sought to, and then one we haven't heard, which is where you come in. You need a ship?
Not sure this one is good, but
well,
we try.
Whatever you believe is going on, you can see it for yourself. Why, the Juana Storm Speakers. Galade, one more thing.
Okay, and now we can level up. Now, my suggestion is, before leveling up, it is better to respec, because we don't want to keep the skeletons. We want a different summon and use that. That's a slot for a better ability.
I shall make it so. Sharp eyes and keen ears. I can get it to spill its secrets. There we are.
We can loot something here, not really
To whispers and chat as you
super
like.
important, but as we are here, we can do it. Maybe items that
I fear
don't
not.
have duration problems. Oh, this is some kind of food. Okay, let's go. When you have to loot things, in theory you should optimize, just take things that will not become a waste before you can use them, but not super easy. Sometimes it is annoying, so
Silence surrounds me. I shall make it so.
You think it's smart, giving the Juana all these guns?
Why not?
Well, just... they might use them?
On each other, most likely.
As you like.
right here.
I shall make it so.
Sorry, we're guessing you're the one came in off that shipwreck down south. We're full up. Well, he's a merchant captain by the name of Galleon. Well, he's a prat, but I appreciate... I don't want...
Okay, honestly, I never tried much this potential battle with
Have you ever seen
with
anyone
Galleon upstairs, because it is much easier just to do things without fighting.
Sharp eyes and key as you like.
It could be a little challenge, but honestly there are better ones, so. Better just to do it the simple way.
How does it work?
You inhale. It isn't complicated. Welcome, my Mika. Do you ripple sponge and adventures?
Oh, and one important thing, in my opinion, unless you are
Whispers and shadows,
a
it shall
special
open to
class like
Finished. I shall make it so.
the Null Pasca monk.
And are you looking for something in... I am an honest merchant.
I will not use drugs, because if you don't prolong them, they are not worth using. They are in long battles like the ones you have to do while doing an ultimate level challenge. You will not have enough slot for the drugs, or you could have better uses for your slots, and I don't like them. Honestly, maybe I don't use them correctly, but if you don't cheat and prolong their effects, they are not worth most of the time. There may be some special case battle where you just need that resistance coming from a drug, but then you have to sleep, because else you will always have problems with the drug crash and so on. And so personally, in a non-cheating run, I will avoid drugs if possible. Obviously, in a real ultimate, that's not true. You have to use the most drugs you are able to use, but in this kind of run, we don't want drugs unless we are a special build using them constantly. Okay, we could retrain now, because it's cheap. Important thing about retraining, remember, set up your chance. Every time you retrain, because else you will forget it, and when you forget it, and you are in battle, it's already late. Okay, this is not an ultimate run. We can make mistakes because we can reload, but just get this habit and you will have a better play. I talk because I personally forgot this thing several times. So we don't want the skeletons. We decided that they are nice to have at a low level, but then there are better things we want. So what we can choose now? Cipher spells or chants? Well, we could do something like middle way, for instance, get something that's useful from both trees, which is arms bearer, or we can get something from the cipher side, because there are more things you can use often in the cipher side. And the one thing that is useful with lots of cipher spells, at least the ones that do damage, is this one. Penetrating visions. This is giving you one more penetration with cipher spells. And as you can imagine, for this kind of spell, this is a big thing. For this one too, but this one is a special one that nobody uses because it is hard to target. But for this one, it's a big thing. And for a lot of other spells like this one, I call them spells because it's easier. I know this is not the right word, but and for others, basically everything that needs penetration will greatly benefit from this spark. So we get it, and we will always use it. More stealth. And the more survivor. Now, could choose this one or get something else from the cipher side. Okay, this could be useful because it is always useful to be able to charm something, but we want to try and clear also the ruin side, so maybe something more damage oriented could be better. So I think I will get for this build with this kind of challenge, with the surrogate challenge. Remember, we don't want to cheat. We will not get 0 recovery. So using monastic and armor training will not be something as useful as it is in a normal ultimate challenge, because without 0 recovery you don't have much DPS with your monastic and armor training, and it is still useful but not so useful. So I prefer to have more versatility, have another weapon slot at least at the start. And for now, that's it. Now let's try
Silence as you like.
and do our real quest.
Don't remember ordering more drinks.
So you can easily use stealth here because they are low perception. You can really steal around.
I shall make it so.
Now, we
Thought
don't
I'd
want
locked that thing.
to battle them. It would be
Thing is,
a challenge.
try not to slam the door on your way out, yeah? My head's
So,
going to pieces.
this
Does
one-
he now? And what are you supposed to do about it? The
this
governor's
one,
got... So if anyone's going to be doing the throwing, it's
and
going to have to be
then
you.
It depends
How about it, mate?
on your stats and things, but this one usually works.
Come on.
And that's it. We could buy something, but no real need. So, talking about stealth, now is a good time
Sharp eyes
to go
and keen
in
ears.
stealth, because when you are in a new room, you are 100% stealthy, and then you can steal things super fast. Remember, the time you spend in the normal map here runs very fast.
Years I've had that cracking eye. Who'd go and steal a thing? Hey, good work. The room's yours. Still kicking, eh? What? Okay, huh? The two of them were having a game of... could have been it. Well, yeah. Well, no more than... Sure. Just hope you don't mean to dredge anything up again. Didn't think you had two...
We can sell something. Could use this ring, but honestly I never use them very much. And we can prepare our new slots. Before I forget, remember, prepare the chance. This is super important, as first battle you will be without your chance, and you don't want that.
Silence surrounds me.
Okay, so now decisions. There are several decisions.
It's not right.
To
I
get.
came here on the first
And
ship.
I don't
Why
have
does
the
an
perfect
islander get
package
paid the
here.
same as
It's a
I?
matter of
They're bigger than you, and they haul cargo without whining about it.
preferences.
It's not right.
So let's see. Well, one thing that maybe we could do now
Vittorio, you were... What do you say?
to get some
Will you return Rigere to the sea?
experience.
Do I know? I didn't know what... What do you say? Vivero?
But basically, we can get a powerful boom for more healing now, and it will last until we sleep. The problem with this is we can get one companion friend with the priest, which is giving us this nice power. And if we get this companion killed, the priest will get super angry and will never give us back that spell. So we can choose not to have the spell now and wait when we already passed some difficult battles and we know we can
I can't wait to make some new friends.
sleep again and get the spell, and then keep it without sleeping, or we could get the spell now, which is always useful at low level, and then come back and get it again. But to be able to get it again, we must be in good terms with the priest, so we must not have our shorty companion killed. And that means that two things: you don't do naval battles or fight because you risk to have her killed, or you don't get shorty in your team until you are high level and you think that you can manage to have her not killed. I don't know. Personally, I think the easier thing is to just not get her now. Get the boon from the priest now. So we have the boon, we don't have shotty. If your build needs to have some of shorty equipment, well, not a good tactic, because you cannot have it this way. This build doesn't really need it. The best thing she has is a shield, which is also a lamp, so you can use it instead of using a torch. But for this build, it's not something really needed. But it depends on how you value essentially that kind of thing. But for now, I will just get the boon.
Accept the light.
And don't get shot.
Maldicchio, I did not sign up to
idling that. We just missed one of the biggest
because we can get
here, I'll light them all at once.
In Nekataka, if we want later, so.
Hell yeah, it is. Are you? I'm guessing you're not here for the baptism. It's madness, right? I did. We told the.
No one believed it. But how could we know?
Nightmares had him sit.
Some of us.
It ain't a curse. It's a blessing. I knew it. I need to get inland. If you're going, I could help. There's so
enough. No
Wenglith, we all serve our purposes. I think I can hear you. Watcher, will you take me with you? Reckon I'm good with me and my brethren may not see eye to eye. Sure can. Plus, well, what's it to be? God darn it.
For now,
you can't keep me from my duty.
We say we
not
prefer
you
to
or the
travel
governor or my brethren.
alone.
I'm going.
And she's going to Negataka. And we can find her later. And now we can get the
I feel you are.
super
Do you seek a
useful
blessing from the light?
blessing here.
You chose wise. Will strengthen this flame lacks. And now for godly in your coming to banish the I can repeat it. Godly in your coming to banish the Good. Go.
Okay. Remember, we will have to sleep at a certain point, so we will not have anymore this downstar blessing. But this way, if we don't get shorty killed, we can get it again coming back here. So this is what I'm trying to do basically. So let's see, this is done. So now
What
we could
marvelous
get some more experience,
Oh,
try to get
yes,
some more
this one is many
experience
centuries old, blessed by
before
Ngati
going
herself.
to the site.
Magnificent.
We still have enough time, more than 2 days. So for sure we want to go in the Juana village. I'm not sure it is useful to go to the Goretti street now, because I'm not sure about how the leveling of enemies is done. If it is dynamic, every time they see the player and the player changes location, or if it is dynamic but it is decided the first time that the player encountered the possible enemy. If it is the second thing, I think it is convenient to try and go to the Gorechi Street just to see the enemy, because this way, in theory, they should stay lower level also when we come back to do the real fight. I'm not 100% sure this is actually working, but as that battle is super difficult, why not? Let's try it. So what we do is now try to go to Gorechi Street. We do nothing except look around and try to evaluate the enemies, and then we go to the beach and do the other quest. So as usual, it's important to enter Gorechi Street from the right side, because else you are sort of bottlenecked, and you don't want that. So important to go from the south, not from the north. Let's go. And also, if we get here, we can get a nice necklace that will give us more perception. So important, stay stealthed here.
What have we here?
Get your precious amulet, get some loot if you want, but take a look at people here from a distance, from stealth. Maybe get some loot here. There's something you can get. As we are here, we can do it.
I shall make it so.
But not really super important. So what I do is stay stealthy. If you want, you can talk with the spirits. Not important. Oh, we cannot. I can pickpocket the spirit. Curious. But stay stealthy. Just take a look at people, just to possibly start their level up, and then we go back to our destination. Again, I'm not sure this thing is actually useful, because it could be that they level up again when we want to come back here at higher level. But never tested this, so it could be not something that works. But again, it is easy to do, so I just do it. And now we are here, we can do the quest.
As you like.
As usual, try to steal things fast. Probably half of the things are not worth the time we spend stealing, but you know, you cannot really know each and every thing of the game by heart, so you do something just to complete things.
As you like. Silence surrounds me.
Oh, here she is. Okay, let's talk with we can steal things, we can talk. Oh, she's not the one. Okay, mistake. She is not the one.
Silence surrounds me.
Are we able to steal something from her? No, not from this. Not from this direction. But there are many ways you can get what you need. She's actually sleeping here, so at this point we just want to steal. And now we can choose if you want to get the money, if you want to be good. Let's play. We want the money, so we open this, we take the money. Oh, we can level up. Stealth, survival. Oh, and finally we start finding good things. This summons will be our bread and butter for a long time. Why I like these summons a lot? Because they are cheap, they are fast cast for a troubadour, so they allow you to have always free summons up, and at mid-high level they allow you also to be able, with the summons up, with high intelligence, to also use this kind of invocation, and this is very powerful in the right situation, which is basically, we know, casters having reflection magic shields or other things like this. So I like this chant very much because they are powerful enough with this kind of fire attack, and they are very cheap. A lot of people like the Yogres. I don't like much because it's true they have a good kind of attack, they have some powerful attack, but they are super slow. They are 2 and we have 3 rooms instead, and so you know, I find them much more useful. Also, these are cheap, these are less cheap. While, okay, now these ones are the most powerful ones, and so if you play the Surrogate challenge using some balancing mod, especially the mod which is increasing the power level of the summons, things change a little. Especially for this chant, because they are more powerful, but at the same time I think some other things of the chanter are nerfed, so but generally speaking, with that balancing mode, all summons are more powerful, so you don't have anymore basically best chant to choose as summons the ancient weapons, but you have also other summon to choose. Personally, I think I prefer the vanilla thing, but it is also nice to have powerful summons of various kinds. So also a good thing. But one important thing is with the Surrogate challenge, where you don't cheat, where you don't have zero recovery, monastic training that you can use to hit the, for instance, Auranic sigils, it becomes super important to have some kind of fast DPS attacks available to destroy those sigils, and the weapons here lack something like that because they don't have the proper attack. You could use the ogres, but they are slow and so not easy. So what I find in my experience with this challenge, with the Surrogate challenge, is the dragon that you can reach even with 2 classes, because we have a much higher level cap. The dragon is very good for that fight, because the dragon has powerful attacks against the sigils, and the dragon has a very high health, so it is very effective against them. So this is a big change compared to the standard challenge, where you are not able to reach this summon level. Anyway, don't remember what I was trying to do. Okay, I choose this one. And we have to choose one for the cipher. Oh, this is not easy, because there are a lot of good things here. All in all, I think at this level, if you want to try and clear the ruins, this one is our first. And then we could get this one. Okay, let's see if we manage finally to steal something here. Not easy. Yeah, we did it.
As you like.
Oh, and another thing that I changed
beyond me.
in the Surrogate challenge is the probability to find scroll or withdraw at high level, because problem is you can find enough scrolls or withdraw, but at low level. When you are higher level, it is very hard to find someone selling or in the loot, because they are low level scrolls, and at high level normally they are much more hard to find, and this is causing problem with classes that do not have that magic because that spell or scroll is needed to protect Villa. So if you are not a priest, it is not easy. So I tweaked this thing, and the scrolls are available also at high level. So that is one thing that I changed. Let me check. Did we do anything here? I think so. More or less. So let's go back to Rinkosom.
Most days I'd fire up the kettle for you or something. And the coin purse Mokeo stole? What is this? Some manner of jest?
Okay, so I don't know now what could be the best way to answer here, but
may you end.
We do this because we want the money, honestly. We want also to sell this thing.
To whispers and shadows. As you like.
And for now, we are done, I think, because we will wait for Gorechi Street when we are higher level. And so it's time to go to the site, but I will stop here for now because it's been a long stream, but you get the idea. We will try to finish the first important thing, which is reach the dig site and do what we have to do in time for the IOTAS challenge. So for now, we'll stop here. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.